Okay, this is GATE 2023 Life Sciences, question number 42. Which of the following techniques can be used to separate proteins according to their molecular weights from the mixture of protein? Options are A. Ion exchange chromatography, B. Size exclusion chromatography, C. Sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, that is SDS page, D. Sucrose density gradient centrifugation. Okay, so we had already studied the sucrose density gradient centrifugation. Ion exchange also we had already studied. So what happens in ion exchange chromatography? So this is the column, and this column is packed with either an ion exchanger, right, and this column is packed with either an ion exchanger or cation exchanger, right? So what is anion exchanger here? Anion molecules are negatively charged, and these are anionic exchangers, so they themselves will have a positive charge on them, positive charged species. They themselves are positive charged species, and they'll exchange negative charge. Okay, this is very important, don't get confused. Anion itself is a negative charge, and this is anion exchanger, so they have to be positively charged. Whereas cation exchangers, as similarly, they themselves are negative charged species, and they'll exchange what? They'll exchange a positive charge. Okay, so if I wanted to collect a positively charged protein from a sample, use cation exchanger, because this my protein is positively charged. So I'll use a negatively charged species, and I'll pack the column with this negatively charged species as shown here. And when I'll pour my protein solution, my positively charged species will get bind to this negatively charged cation exchanger. And finally, when I add a elution buffer, there is a special elution buffer, I'll get my protein eluents like here from 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get my protein eluents. Okay, so irrespective of size of a protein, so if I have a small protein of suppose 5 kilodalton, and I have a huge protein of 20 kilodalton, right? Irrespective of the charge on the irrespective of the size of the protein, my ion exchange in ion exchange chromatography, it will elute. So suppose this is positively charged, and this is also my positively charged protein, and the overall charge, the charge density is also same. Charge density, by charge density I mean the amount of charge. Okay, for example, a positively charged protein, and I might have 2 or 3 positively charged residues on the same 5 kDa protein. I have 2 or 3 positively charged residues, so overall charge on 5 kilodalton protein is also plus 3, and the overall charge on the 20 kilodalton protein is also plus 3. So these proteins have same density, right? These proteins have same positive density charge, so irrespective of the size of the protein, they'll get eluted in my elution columns, right? Elution tubes, they'll get eluted. Okay, so ion exchange chromatography only differentiate based on charge, right? They will not differentiate based on size. If my two proteins have same amount of charge, they both will be eluted, right? They both will be eluted. In the elution tubes, I'll have both of this protein, even 5 kilodalton and 20 kilodalton, right? Whereas what happens in size exclusion chromatography? So in size exclusion chromatography, we pack the column with a porous polymer beads, and this polymer could be This polymer could be any resin which is used. Okay, this could be polyacrylamide, uh, polyacrylamide resin, or dextrose resin. Okay, depending upon what is our application, it could be any type of resin. And these resin have a pores. Okay, these resin are porous and they have a pores on them. Okay, and there are different size of pores. So depending upon the protein of our interest, so suppose I have the same protein, 5 kilodalton and 20 kilodalton. I'll choose a resin. So for example, the resin I am using, it is separating 5 kilodalton and 10 kilodalton. Okay, 5 to 10 kilodalton protein. So my 5 kilodalton protein, what will happen? It will go into this porous beads, right? It will travel along the beads, and it will take longer time to elute, because since they all are porous, they'll go inside, right? They'll go inside the bead and they'll travel, and they will take a long time to travel down the column, and hence my 5 kilodalton or 5 to 10 kilodalton protein will elute last. They will elute last, and whereas my 20 kilodalton protein from the protein solution, they'll elute out faster, because they will not go into the pores, but they'll slide down on the surface of the resin, and they'll elute out faster. So for example, here in the third tube, there will be 20 kilodalton protein, and my protein of interest will start eluting from either tube 6 or more than 6, like 7, 8. After 7, 8 elution, I might get my 5 kilodalton protein, right? So in size exclusion chromatography, the protein is purely separated based upon size. Okay, and this range of size can be further reduced depending upon the type of resin. So ion exchange chromatography will purely elute the protein based on the charge and not on the molecular weight, whereas the size exclusion chromatography will purely elute the protein based upon the size. The next technique which they have mentioned is SDS page. Okay, so in SDS page, what we do, we have a protein sample, right? We have a protein sample, and then we denature our protein sample, right? We denature the protein sample in SDS. That since it is written SDS, this is denaturing page. Our proteins are getting denatured, and here we are using sodium dodecyl sulfate. Okay, this sodium dodecyl sulfate, as the name suggests, it has sulfate molecules which will impart a negative charge on the protein. Okay, so this is a protein. It will impart a negative charge, overall negative charge on the protein. So a protein first will be denatured completely, and overall protein will be coated as negatively charged, right? And then this negatively charged protein, so we also denature using heat. We also use heat. Without heat, the SDS will not work, right? Heat, we add heat, we heat the protein also approximately at 90 degrees Celsius for 1 minute. So when we heat the protein in presence of sodium dodecyl sulfate, it will impart a even negative charge on the overall protein residues. And then when we load the protein, now all the proteins will have a negative charge on them, right? So this is a positively charged. Charge is anode and negatively charged is cathode. So since we have coated our protein negatively charged, it will move towards anode. Okay, when we supply voltage, it will move towards anode. And since there is there is even charge, the proteins will get segregated based on their molecular weight, right? So suppose I have two bands here. A band has higher molecular weight, so if molecular weight is higher, it will have more friction, right? And thus it will move more slowly. Whereas the small protein, it is very tiny, and it will have less friction, and it will move faster, right? Faster in the gel. So again in SDS page we separate protein based upon the size. Okay. The next is sucrose density gradient centrifugation. So even here we use a sucrose gradient, as I even explained in previous classes. So I make first in the tube I make a sucrose gradient from 5 molar sucrose solution to 3 molar to 2 molar and 0.5 molar. So this is the gradient with increasing concentration of sucrose solution. So this is the gradient I make in the density gradient sucrose solution, and to this we, from the side of the tubes, we add our mixture of proteins, and then we do centrifugation. And what happens, the less dense proteins, so again less dense is equivalent to low molecular weight, high molecular weight will be more denser, right? Makes sense? So less dense will float on the upper side of the sucrose gradient, whereas the more denser components of the protein will dense to the lower gradient of the sucrose. Okay, this is also used to do cell fractionation, right? We can fractionate different cell organelles using this technique. So again we can separate different molecular weights of protein using sucrose density gradient centrifugation. So in ion exchange we cannot separate based upon the molecular weights. It will always separate based on charge. Size exclusion, yes, we can separate. This is very common. SDS page technique is used in lab to separate proteins based upon molecular weight. And also sucrose density gradient we can separate by their molecular weight. Okay, so the correct options are B, C, D.